She was bright and charming, quick to laugh, and possessed a certain old-world elegance. He hadn't realized what a rare quality that was until he sat there now staring at her, his grandson clasping her hand. Even now, as he walked into the restaurant for the rehearsal dinner, he felt as though, seeing the young girl, he had been swept back into another time. He watched as some of the other guests unconsciously touched their throats because the girl's neck, stretching out from her velvet dress, was so beautiful and long that she looked like she'd been cut out from a Klimt painting. Her hair was swept up into a loose chignon, and two little jeweled butterflies, with sparkling antennae, rested right above her left ear, giving the appearance that these winged creatures had just landed on her red hair. His grandson had inherited his dark, unruly curls. A study in contrast to his bride-to-be, he fidgeted nervously while she seemed to glide into the room. He looked like he would be more comfortable with a book between his hands than holding a flute of champagne. But there was an ease that flowed between them, a balance that made them appear perfectly suited for each other. Both of them were smart, highly educated second-generation Americans. Their voices lacked even the faintest traces of the accents that had laced their grandparents' English. The New York Times wedding announcement that Sunday morning would read, "Eleanor Tanz married Jason Baum last night at the Rainbow Room in Manhattan." The Rabbi Stephen Schwartz officiated. The bride, 26, graduated from Amherst College and is currently employed in the Decorative Arts Department of Christie's, the auction house. The bride's father, Dr. Jeremy Tanz, is an oncologist at Memorial Sloan Kettering Hospital in Manhattan. Her mother, Eliza Tanz, works as an occupational therapist with the New York City Public Schools. The groom, 28, a graduate of Brown University and Yale Law School, is currently an associate at Cahill, Gordon & Reindel, LLP. His father, Benjamin Baum, was until recently an attorney at Cravath, Swaine & Moore, LLP, in New York City. The groom's mother, Rebecca Baum, is a retired schoolteacher. The couple was introduced by mutual friends. At the head table, the lone living grandparent from each side was introduced to each other for the first time. Again, the groom's grandfather felt himself being swept away by the image of the woman before him. She was decades older than her granddaughter, but there was something familiar about her. He felt it immediately, from the moment he first saw her eyes. "I know you from somewhere," he finally managed to say, although he felt as though he were now speaking to a ghost, not a woman he had just met. His body was responding in some visceral manner that he didn't quite understand. He regretted drinking that second glass of wine. His stomach was turning over on itself. He could hardly breathe. "You must be mistaken," she said politely. She didn't want to appear rude, but she, too, had been looking forward to her granddaughter's wedding for months and didn't want to be distracted from the evening's festivities. As she saw the girl navigating the crowd, the many cheeks turning to her to be kissed and the envelopes being pressed into her and Jason's hands, she had to pinch herself to make sure that she really was still alive to witness it all. But this old man next to her would not give up. "I definitely think I know you from somewhere," he repeated. She turned and now showed her face even more clearly to him. The feathered skin, her silver hair, her ice-blue eyes. But it was the shadow of something dark blue beneath the transparent material of her sleeve that caused shivers to run through his old veins. "Your sleeve." His finger was shaking as it reached to touch the silk. Her face twitched as he touched her wrist, her discomfort registering over her face. "Your sleeve, may I?" He knew he was being rude. She looked straight at him. "May I see your arm?" he said again. "Please." This time his voice sounded almost desperate. She was now staring at him, her eyes now locked to his. As if in a trance, she pushed up her sleeve. There on her forearm, next to a small brown birthmark, were 6 tattooed numbers. "Do you remember me now?" he asked, trembling. She looked at him again, as if giving weight and bone to a ghost. "Lenka, it's me."